Hey, football coaches and football players, my name is Football Coach Allen, and today I'm going to talk to you about the most popular, at least in my eyes, zone defenses for 7-on-7 flag football. These are also the better zone defenses as well. So let's get down to the clipboard, let's check these out. Okay, so first we're going to be starting with a 4-3 zone defense. So there's two different ways of running this zone defense, and I'm going to show you both ways right now. So, the first way is each of the players owning a zone. That is obviously the most popular way that I've seen. Now, there is also another way. So first off, in a zone, you're guarding an individual area of the field and not a specific man. However, there are matchup options that many teams do use. So, for example, if you're in an I formation, sometimes you will see that these two players here will match up with each other. Meanwhile, players 6 and 7, they're going to be guarding a wider zone, while these three players in the back are still guarding the same zones that they had before. This is a very popular zone defense that I've seen, but also a very good one, especially if you use the matchup version. Because especially if the other team is going to be not necessarily running but looking to pass to their receivers, this is going to be a very popular defense. Now, of course, if player 3 is the option that the other team may be looking to run for, then of course you may want to match up player 4 with player 3, or maybe player 5 with player 3, depending on which side that player is going to be running on their offense. But, again, still a great zone defense to run, and is probably one of the top that you could easily play. Now, another pretty popular one is the 4-1-2. Now, again, these two players here could be matched up, or they could be playing a zone. Meanwhile, player 6 and 7 will be playing a zone, and same as player 3 and player 1. However, player number 2, he is going to be guarding and matching up with the running back on the other team. This way, and I really like to run it this way, where we have a matchup here, a matchup there, matchup here, then we have 4 players playing in a zone. I like this defense a lot because now we've got single coverage with 3 players who are possibly their go-to players for their specific play, and now we're shutting them down while still having a zone for the rest of the field. And in most cases, when that player, that quarterback, tries to throw to whoever is running, then there may be a double team or some kind of an interception, hopefully, in that zone farther downfield. Now, this one's a little bit more rare to see, but still a fantastic option. So what we'll have here is players 5 and 7, they're going to be guarding an individual zone. We have player 6 who's going to be guarding a zone in the middle. Then we have players 3 and 1 who are guarding a zone on the outside, and player 4 who's guarding the middle zone in the back. Now you're probably wondering, what is player 2 doing? Player 2 is going to be the one who is matching up against the running back. Now, if the other team is a heavy run team or tends to pass a lot to that player, you may want to run this zone defense. You're getting full field coverage, and you're also getting a matchup with possibly the other team's best player. You can also run this in another formation where, let's say player 2 blue is continuously getting the ball passed to him. We can move player 2 red over to this side, and he can be matched up with that player. So there's a couple of different ways to run this zone. So another zone that you could run is a 2-3-2. The 2-3-2 zone is really great too, where we have the 2 front players. They could be playing in or they could be playing a bit out. It doesn't really matter. But what we'll be running is either having players 6 and 7 guarding those areas. Actually, 6 would be guarding all the way to the middle. And then we would be having player 5 guarding outside, player 4 guarding the middle, and then we would have player 3 and 1 guarding the back. Now, how I like to run this as well is having these 2 front players actually matched up with the wing or with the receivers. If there's multiple receivers on one side, so let's say they ran a play similar to this, then what we may be looking to run is maybe 5 will be matched up here, 6 will be matched up here, and then we're going to have player 4 who is still guarding the middle. We'll still have player 7 guarding here and player 2 maybe guarding a guy who's over here. Let's say we're running something like this. I don't know, but let's say they have a formation like this. Then we would have player 3 guarding a massive zone. He would move over, and player 1 would be guarding a massive zone, and we would still have 3 players spread out while still covering individual men. Let's say those are the ones who are kind of like their main options. I'm just hypothetical with this zone right now, but in theory and in general, we would be looking at running something like this, where let's say this is the formation. We would have match up here, zone, 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 and zone. 2 matchup and essentially a 3-2 zone. I hope that these plays help your team win more games. If they do, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again in our next video.